SQL. SQL is nothing but it's a structured query language. Why we use SQL? Nowadays, all the world are digital. So because of that, huge amount of data are stored into the database. So from that huge amount of data, if you want some specific information, you cannot find manually. So for that purpose, we require some query language. Let's say we have 1000 student information, and from that 1000 student, if you want which student is selected AI subject, so you cannot find out manually. You have to type some query. So for that purpose, the query language is useful. So firstly, what is database? The database is nothing but which is storing the information. We can retrieve the information, we can delete the information, we can modify the information. Database is nothing but the collection of data which is organized. It is in the organized way. So basically it's a query language, and we can insert, update and delete into database. So SQL, so in SQL you can create database, you can create table, you can insert, update and delete records. So let's see how to create database. So we can create a database through SQL queries. Like, simply type create database and the name of the database. If you want to drop database, simply type drop database, name of the database. So drop the database is nothing but delete database. If you want to delete table, if you want to delete database, you have to use word drop in SQL. Backup database, so for that purpose simply type backup database, the name of the database, to disk and the name of the file which you want to store the backup of your database. Then create table. Why we need to create a table? Because in a table all the data are stored in uh, rows and the columns format, so it is very easy for access purpose. So if you want to create a table in your database, without creating database you cannot create table. So create table, name of the table name, and type some column name, data type of that column. So here data type is nothing but what type of data it is stored into that column, that is nothing but a data type. So below there is a link, so from that link you can get more detailed information about what type of data types are available in SQL. So for example, if you want to store the student name, so for that purpose we use varchar data type. If you want to store roll number of your student, we use integer data type, and so on. If you want to drop the table, that means if you want to delete the table, you can simply type drop table and the name of the table. If you want to truncate table, that means suppose I'm creating the table user, but in whatever the structure I am creating into that table, I don't want that structure. So in that case you just use truncate table query. Alter table means if you want to modify or add into existing your table, that time you can use alter table command. It is same for the delete and modify. So that means if you want to add column, with the help of alter table you can add your column. If you want delete and modify, similarly alter table command is useful. So I am using here MySQL shell from XAMPP controller. So here I am creating a database, name is YouTube. So you can drop the database with this command, drop database and the name of the database. After dropping the database with the help of show database basis, you can see here there is a no database is present, and if then again create a database and the database name, and with the help of show databases command, here you can see your database name. So if you want to create a table, then simply create table name of the table. This is my column name, that is ytid. This is data type, that is integer. This is the name, and this is the data type varchar. After creating the table, with the help of show tables, you can see your table name. After that, if you want to add some column into your existing table, then alter table name of the table, add column name and data type. With the help of show table, you can see your table name, and with the help of describe table name, you can see your alter. So here you can see all the column name of your table. Then let's see some SQL constraint. So what is constraint? Constraint means rules. You all of us know, while you are filling online form, then there's some it mention you have to fill this column. For example, if you don't type the first name, then you get the error message, you have to fill this. So this is some constraint they are applied. So these are some constraint in SQL. For example, not null, unique, primary key, foreign key, check, default, create index. So let's see one by one. The first is not null. While creating a table, you have to declare this not null constraint. So here, when you create a name, column name is name, data type is varchar, and here you can mention not null. Not null means this column never blank. Unique means you can add more than two unique keys into your table. If you want to add two primary key in your table, you cannot add. But if you want to add two unique key, you can add into your table. Unique means it's a uniqueness you are apply on your column. So here you can see I am creating a table person, and I am entering all the column name and data type, and here I am creating a constraint, the name of the constraint, and I am applying the uniqueness on two columns. So while you describing this table, here you can see two keys are set, but this will not happen in a primary key. Then next, see, so previously we see the not null constraint. So here I am setting the not null constraint, alter table, the name of the table, and I am modifying the column name is a phone, it is int, and I am setting the not null constraint on my phone column. Similarly, you can apply one unique key on your table. So here I am in type alter table, the name of the table, and I am adding the unique on ID. So here while you describing this table, here you can see this unique key is applied on this YTID column. The next is primary key. So generally we will apply this primary key on ID. So if you create a table student, then you set the primary key on the roll number of that student. Primary key means it's a unique value, that means it's a unique identification of every student, and this primary key can't be null. So if you want to add the primary key into your existing table, then you can add it with the help of alter command. Alter table, the name of the table, add the primary key, and enter the column name of that, which column you want to set the primary key. Then when you describe the table, here you can see this primary key is applied. Then if you want to drop primary key, you can drop the primary key with the help of alter table, the name of the table, and drop the primary key. Next is foreign key. So what is foreign key? If you want to link two tables, at that time we use a foreign key. It is refer your primary key to the another table. Let's say we have a table, we have a two tables, student and course, and which student is applied which course. So for that purpose we have to link this two table, student and course. When you set the primary key, the data type should be same. That means the data type of primary key and the data type of that foreign key. So here I am creating table order and yt. So this is my two table, and I am adding the foreign key on the order table. And when you describe this order table, here you can see the foreign key is applied on id column, which is an order table. So how to add the foreign key? Alter table, the name of the table name, add foreign key, column name which you want to add the foreign key, and references to the primary references to the table and the column name. So this is yt. It is the another table which you want to refer in, which you want to refer. Then after that if you want to verify whether your foreign key is set properly or not, then here it is a way: simply creating the two tables. After creating the two table, you can uh, apply, or you can set primary key on one table and foreign key on another table. Then insert the values in both the table. Here you can see I am entering the values in both the tables. After inserting the values, you can type this command, that is alter table, the table name which you want to add the foreign key, the column name, and references to the table name which is having a primary key. And this is the column name which is having primary key, and you have to declare on delete cascade, on update cascade. Without this delete and update cascade, you cannot insert an update into the table while you are setting the foreign key. So after that, you can delete entries from table which is having primary key. So it is automatically deleted entries which table is having a foreign key. So here I am deleting the entries from primary key table. Automatically same entries is deleted from table which is having a foreign key. So if this is done, then you can understand that your foreign key is set properly. Next is check constraint. That means uh, let's say while you fill some form, let's say vacancy form is there. So in that vacancy form, if you enter the qualification diploma, but that vacancy is required the qualification as a degree, right? So diploma is not acceptable. So in that case, they set some check constraint on qualification. That is, if qualification is equal to degree, then and then only your form is accepted. Otherwise, don't accept. The next constraint is default constraint. If you don't type any values to any particular column, then by default it will take which you set the value while creating the table. So here I am creating a table user, and I am creating the default constraint on city column. That is my default constraint is Pune. So if user is not entering any city, then by default it will take city as Pune. So next is create index. So this is generally used to speed up your query result. So you create a one table, or you can also apply the indexing on your existing table as well. So this is how you create an index, the name of your index on the table name and column name which you want to apply the index. So this is the command which you can see how your index will look like. Show index from the table name. Here you can see the table. The name of the table is user, non-unique, that is 0. That means there is a no duplicate values. Why it is so? Because we are applying the primary key on id. If you are not applying the primary key on id, then by default it is 1. That means it contains some duplicates, it's not unique, and the key name is primary key. So here I am creating the index on column name. Column name is name, but it will display the column name id also, because I am setting the primary key on id column. After that, collation is there, that is a. That means it's ascending order. That means your index is, it is in a ascending order. Cardinality, it will take the highest value, and the index type is b tree. Okay, so here I am creating a table and I am not setting any primary key. So if you are not setting any primary key, then it will not, so here it will not show any key name as a primary key. And I am creating the index on id. So here then your non-unique is 1. That means I am not any set primary key. That means there is a no uniqueness. Similarly, I am creating the index on column name is name. I am creating the index on city column, and yeah. So thank you so much.